Welcome back to Kin in Lion. I estimate this is part 37. You might have seen this scrapbook earlier. I pulled one of the pages out, but this was again the Bonza Bay beach during one of my weekend passes from the army. Quite like the dog at the bottom there. And then, of course, people sunbathing on the beach with a wave suggested in the background. This was Bonza Bay, of course. So Bonza Bay is characterized by these big sand dunes that flank it, very high actually, tall things. And here's looks like a guy carrying a surfboard. Could be my brother. All quick sketches. But I really did take sketching seriously. I mean, wherever I went, I took these things. This was quite a successful composite. So this group of horse riders came past. I mean, it's not often you saw them. In fact, if you Google it on YouTube, you'll find a video of the current Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth II, and her sister Margaret actually rode horses on Bonza Bay Beach when the royal family visited South Africa in 1947, and they were both just princesses. And there's a little clip of them horse riding on Bonza Bay Beach. And in fact, there's a road in Bonza Bay called Princess Drive, I think, or Princess Avenue, named in honor of that visit. So here we've got so this is why I enjoy drawing horses, because of the distortion you get when you're doing these quick sketches. The heads can come out quite interestingly. And here you've got a whole group of them at the bottom sort of setting off along the beach. Just a mere suggestion, but I think the horse element is very clear as you view the whole image. Now this, interestingly, we've got a cat. So this would have been at home in Bonza Bay, in Lotus Avenue. So that was probably our cat, a nice sculptural one. We were good friends with the barman down at the Bonza Bay Hotel. His name was Chawe. And that might be him or a son or a child or something. And then there's this drawing here I did of a carving that I had done sort of early 80s, probably just after the army. And if you look over here, you'll see the same carving, except that over the years something happened and it lost this part. Where are we here? So that whole part broke off and got lost. I mean, for me it was quite tragic. So it ceases to be a complete carving, which is a tragedy, really. I mean, I think it was one of my best sculptures, and this is the only record I have of it, as a sketch. I think it had 2 holes, so the one hole is still visible there, and then the other one came into the second sort of section there, which has been lost. Yeah. Okay, so I was still in the army when I was carrying this book around, because here we're back with my friends, most of whom I'd never see again after this. This was definitely near the end. Yes, it was a bit like being in prison, and these are your fellow inmates. We've seen this guy before. He's the one with the interesting kneecaps. Is he in focus? And here is Mr. McIntyre, yet again with his slip-slops. This guy's clearly just tired of the army. All, I think, the McIntyre and the Peter Bain on the right there. This guy's face became quite a distorted thing. Mr. Bain looks quite almost normal. Looks like I used charcoal for these. Yeah, so bold charcoal drawings. Quite enjoy this composite. And this might have been at Jan Kempdorp, where I said earlier we stood guard for about a month. Big arsenal, a sort of ammo dump. They even had hoodies back then, I see. This poor guy looks like he's got a face mask on. Oh yes, and I mentioned earlier that we used to go to a squash court, and this is, if you've ever been to a squash court, you kind of sit upstairs behind the court, and that's where the stand is, and then you look over into so there were two courts here. You can sort of see the wall up there dividing the two, and these guys are all just peering over, watching. And speaking of squash, a very quick drawing of some oak in motion, squash racket in his right hand. Forgotten I'd done this. And yeah, there must have been a peacock in the area. They say as proud as a peacock. And this one looks pretty proud. Peacock down there, some sort of other animals. Not sure where this all happened. Looks like a pig. Definitely a pig. Oh. Oh, I can't place this at all. Tree, some ducks or something. Kind of looks like it could be the East London Zoo, but I doubt it. Anyway, I'm going to have to close off again, but I'll be back with the next one shortly. Thanks. Cheers. Oh, wait, sorry, let's just have a look at this guy. Yep, that's a good way to end off.